Welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Laurie Gombos, the founder and owner of Outback Motortek. On the other side of the camera is my brother Dennis. I'm going to be showing you today how to install our crash bars on a Husqvarna 701 Enduro. So the components we'll be supplying: right side, left side crash bar, cross brace. Hardware, we're going to be supplying 4 M10 bolts, and these bolts are going to be replacing the factory bolts up here. Okay, and we're also going to be supplying M6 hex head bolts for the cross brace, washer, and nylock nuts. The tools I'm going to be using for this installation: ratchet, T45 Torx socket. I will also be using a ratchet extension, a long 8mm Allen key, L-shaped, preferably with the round head if you have. 10mm socket, 2 of them. You can replace these with 2 10mm wrench or spanners, and always strongly recommend that you apply medium strength thread locking fluid. Okay, so now this is all set. Let's get started. So first of all, we're going to remove 2 of the 4 bolts. So we're going to focus on one side first. I'm going to be removing these 2 Torx bolts from the frame using the Torx 45 socket and a ratchet with the extension. To speed it up, I've just removed the ratchet. You're going to be using I'm just using the socket and the extension. And if you have longer nails, good for you. You will be able to pull this out easier. I'm going to set it to the side like that, and then I'm going to remove the second one on the right side. I can pry it out. There you go, perfect. And next I will grab the thread locking fluid. Just apply a tiny bit, like so, and also on the second one, just like a dab. It's a bit more. If you end up with a bit more thread locking fluid, then just go ahead and spread it out like so. Yeah. Okay, grab the right side crash bar. I will start with the top. It does not have any significance. You can drop it in. Actually, it's going to come through, and I'm going to grab the 8mm Allen key and just really gently thread the bolt in. It has to go in very, very smoothly. So once it's caught some thread, don't go too far in. Just a few turns. Leave it loose, so we know it's the thread's engaged. I can move on to the second bolt, drop it in. You don't need to force it in, and just gently go ahead again, thread it in. I know it's engaged, I feel it. It's loose, we're good. We can go over to the left side now and repeat the same steps. Okay, same steps. I will be removing the 2 bolts from the frame. Same thing again, using the T45 Torx. Okay, it's loose enough now. I'm just going to use the extension and the socket. When you feel that it's loose, there's no thread on it anymore, it's not, just pry it out with your finger. Like so. Set it to the side and remove the final bolt. This one's a bit stubborn. And it's out. Okay. Locking fluid. Just a good dab, like so. Oh, that's a bit more, no problem. We'll spread it out. And some over here. So yeah, it's got a good dose of thread locking fluid applied on it. Gonna keep this one in my hand. Gonna insert, drop it in. It's gonna go through eventually. I'm gonna use my Allen key to push it through. And just let it engage gently. Just a few turns on the bolt. That's good. It's nice and loose. We can move on to installing the cross brace now. Okay, one of the final steps is installing the cross brace. A couple of tips for you to make sure that you're doing this the proper way. So we have these tabs welded on the end of each brace, and also tabs welded on the crash bars. You have to make sure that the tabs on the cross brace end up on the outside of this tab right here. Should you put it on the inside, the cross brace would definitely foul the header, which is not something you want. Also, you have to make sure this bend points upwards and not downwards. Should you end up installing it like this, downwards, again, the cross brace would foul the header. So bend points up, and the tabs are on the outside of the crash bars tabs. Okay, so let's get this piece installed. I'm going to be using the supplied 6mm, actually the M6 bolt, and the nylock nut. You can let it hang for now, or you just hold it with the other hand. Thread on the nylock nut. And I'm going to quickly go on the other side. Same thing. The bolt goes in from the outside through, and then the nylock knot on the inside through the back. Thread it on with your hand. And that's it. So we can show that right now there will be clearance between the header and the cross brace. So now all the bolts and the nuts have engaged. Everything is ready for tightening now. So we're going to go ahead, grab the recommended tools, walk around and tighten each bolt and nut. Back here, I'm going to be using a 10mm socket, but like I said earlier, you could also use a 10mm wrench or spanner. And on the exterior side of the tab, I will be using a ratchet and a 10mm socket. I'm gonna walk on the other side. Repeat the same thing. Okay, I'm gonna grab the 8mm Allen key and tighten the bolts in the frame. When it gets a little tough or a little tight, you can use an extension, put it on the end, I'm gonna go at it gradually, so I know it's getting a little tight. I'm gonna drop down to the lower one and tighten this as well a bit. It's getting pretty good. I'm gonna come up here. Okay, and once again down here. Okay, good. The other side, same thing. This is still looser. This is much looser. Okay. Use the extension. All right, good. So this has been installed. The installation is actually complete. When you do go out for a good ride, a couple of hours, and when you get back to your home base or your shop, make sure to check all the bolts and nuts. Once again, tighten them if they need to be tightened, and always keep an eye on it. And thank you so much for watching our video.